All right, let's look at problem number 6. Problem number 6 says Sharon poured juice from a 1-liter bottle on 3 different days. So I'm looking at my pictures, and it's nice that they provided those pictures. So anytime they provide me with pictures, I need to label my pictures. That's our number 1 rule. Label the pictures. So I have 1/3 on day 1. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal pieces with 1 shaded on day 2. And I have 1/3 on day 3. The question says, what fraction of the liter did Sharon pour from the juice bottle in 3 days? So that means that she's pouring some a little bit every day, and we want to know about all 3 days. So when I think about what action would be needed to solve this, I'm going to combine the fractions together. So when I think about combining fractions, the first thing I want to think about is, do I have common denominators? And I see that I have 2 that are the same, and then I have 1 that is different. Well, I know that I could go ahead and put 1/3 with 1/3 because those are common denominators. So if I go up here to the space that's provided, and I have 1/3, and I put that with another 1/3, oh, I wrote 1/2, 1/3. Putting those together is going to give me 2/3. So I have 2/3, and now I need to put 2/3 with the fraction 1/6. Well, the problem is I don't have common denominators. I need to have common denominators in order to put the 2 fractions together. So I'm going to go over and think about my thirds. Can I cut my thirds so that they are now into 6 equal pieces? So if I think about cutting my picture into 6 equal pieces, I could do that. Another name for 2/3 would be 2/6 and 2/6, which would be 4/6. Or I could be thinking about 2/3 and making an EFT or renaming it and calling it 4/6, because 2 doubled is the number 4 and 3 doubled is the number 6. So another name for 2/3 is 4/6, which is why I'm going to write it right underneath. I'm going to drop my addition sign, and then I'm going to put that with 1/6. So now that I have common denominators, can I add my numerators together? And I can. I have 5, 6. So when I look at this fraction, I'm thinking to myself, 5, 6, well, that's almost a whole, and I forgot to estimate here, but if I wanted to think about going back and just shading in my model and using this first model as an estimate, I could take this piece and put it here. I could take these 2 pieces and I could put them here, and yes, that does make sense. If I were to get rid of those models and put all of it in one model, that's 5, 6, which is what we have. And when I'm looking at this model, I can't rename it because 5 and 6, well, the factors for 5 are 1 and 5, and the factors for 6 are 1, 2, 3, and 6, and they don't share anything except the number 1. So I would only get 5, 6 as my simplified answer. But another pro tip to remember is whenever you have consecutive numbers as your numerator and your denominator, it's always going to be in lowest terms anyway. So if you think about 1/2, 1/2 is in lowest terms. If we think about 2/3, 2/3 is in lowest terms. If we think about 3/4, it's in lowest terms. 4/5 is in lowest terms. And so those are some examples of when you have consecutive numbers as your numerator and denominator and they are already in lowest terms. So 5/6 is going to be the amount of juice that Sharon poured in 3 days.